When you come from a broken home.
Kane Curtin is editing a video about 60 Scoop survivors. He understands some of their struggles.
Been in and out of foster care homes and experienced abuse there.
Although he's still close with his last foster dad, Curtin says his life would have been different if the people making decisions about his well-being had been Indigenous.
I think it definitely would have been placed in family or relatives.
Today, Ottawa announced it's working on legislation that would put control of Indigenous child welfare in the hands of Indigenous governments. There are few details, but keeping kids with their families is a priority.
No more ripping apart families. No more lost children who don't know their language, their culture, their lineage.
There are hopes the proposed legislation is a step towards reconciliation.
Not just from the wrongs of the past, but the wrongs that are currently happening in this country.
In Manitoba, there are more than 10,000 kids in care. Nearly 90% of them are Indigenous. The Assembly of Manitoba Chief says the proposed legislation doesn't go far enough. It's drafted its own and wants Ottawa to sign off on it.
We want to see a different approach for Manitoba because we're ground zero for child apprehension.
We can't reveal this dad's identity because it might identify his 14-year-old daughter. He wanted help for her. Instead, she was put into care and sent to another community.
What's that term? Shoot first, ask questions later. Under the Indigenous culture and leadership, I believe it would be, we'll ask questions first before we take the child from you.
Kane Curtin aged out of the child welfare system 2 years ago. For those still in it, he has this message.
Realize where you come from. There's a very strong culture we have.
Karen Pauls, CBC News, Winnipeg.